What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. You too can be great. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 14. Lions, Tigers, Shade, and Victim Leaks. That is my title for it, and that's what it is. So let's get into it. The episode begins with Nene at her swag boutique, pretending like she's doing something. Marlo comes walking, and of course, she so conveniently has the invitation that Cynthia sent her to come over and have them have a one-on-one conversation, finally meet up and hash things out. And she's sitting there making it almost seem like it's not that important to her. Like, oh yeah, she sent it to me. But in her confessional, she's like, I think that we owe it to our friendship to at least meet up and get some clarity or get some closure on our friendship and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, Marlo's sitting there now recapping everything with her and what they're going to discuss and how they're going to do it. And what they talk about is Nene saying that she's been extending several olive branches to all these girls, and it's about time that Cynthia sent her one. Girl, what olive branch did you send her besides sending her a card at her wine cellar when she was doing her celebration and she got engaged? Y'all are supposed to be friends, and you didn't even come to see her get engaged. And you're sitting here saying that you've been extending all this olive branches. You created these circumstances with everybody. Last reunion, you gave no fucks about other people's feelings. You didn't care about, Eva's basically pouring herself out saying that you had your mic on when you weren't supposed to. You didn't care when Cynthia was trying to elaborate that she didn't try to set you up with Kenya, but she didn't think that you would care as much as she invited Kenya. Candy tried to say something to you, say she didn't matter. Portia even said she prayed for you and Greg, and you just rolled your eyes and you gave her nothing but dust. Now you're sitting here saying that you're extending olive branches. You should be extending olive branches. It's your fault. She don't want to take no responsibility for anything that she does or says. She is always the one who's victimized, always the person who, oh my gosh, you did me wrong. They should be the one apologizing to me, whatever. Then we got the next scene where More Manor and Brooklyn baby is so cute, okay? She is beyond beautiful. That little girl and her two teeth in the front, she's cute. I hope she don't turn out like Kenya, but she's adorable. Hopefully she takes after some other person other than her, because her spirit bothers the hell out of me. Because Cynthia comes walking in and lets her know that she had her on ice for a whole week, because we know that she did throw her under the bus. However, Cynthia deserved to be under that bus, because it seems like she had already invited the cookie lady to come to her party to basically tell Tanya to her face what they had told her. But she wanted to create a storyline. And when Kenya felt like Cynthia was covering her behind, she threw her right under there and said, hey, Tanya, you should be mad at her too. She's the one that created this scenario as well as me. She's just as messy as me. Now, I know that Cynthia has two sides, and when she does some messy, stanky type behavior, she wants to act like, it was never my intention to do it that way. I didn't mean to. So I don't know why that person would throw me under the bus. I just didn't think so. Cynthia, you have some personal responsibility to take here on how you handled that situation with the cookie lady. You do need to. However, Kenya, if you are my friend, you are not supposed to throw me under the bus. You're supposed to wait till the girl is out of my face. Then you're supposed to talk to me in private. But here they are sitting down. Cynthia does this mockery of a prayer, and she throws Jesus' name and every other God's name and everything in there. She's doing a little mock prayer, throwing shade at Kenya, putting her on blast and making sure that Kenya knew that she basically ignored her for a whole week because she knew that Kenya threw her under the bus. And Kenya is the type of friend that says, well, I felt like you should have warned me about Tanya so I can watch my back. So if you're not going to do that, then I'm going to do this to you. That type of friendship is not going to work. It's a fake friend, because my friend, even if I mess up, will not now retaliate and be vindictive and be malicious to try and set me up and put me in a position that I'm not supposed to be in because she's mad. Like, my friend is not going to do that to me just because they're upset. My friend is going to take the time to at least say, okay, let me talk to her in private and get some clarity. Make sure that what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling is either justified or is there something she's not telling me. They're not going to just go and stab me in the back and then come back later and say, well, I did this because you did this to me. Girl, bye. We are not friends. That's fake. I don't need you kind of spit around me. Then we got the next scene. The next conversation they had is about Mike. And it seems like the only reason Cynthia came to Kenya is because she wanted to talk about Mike Hill. And she mentions about the whole cheating situation and her finding out that Mike cheated on every single wife in every relationship that he was in. And Kenya says, what I said, a cheater is always a cheater. However, she said that people change. Here's the thing about people changing that I'm aware of. I know that when people are young, like when, we're still growing up, we're still immature, maybe before we hit our 30s, we learn excuse me, we go through stuff in life and it teaches us stuff. But one thing you do know is you have certain morals, certain values, and you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah, people be cheating when they're in high school and want to be player and all da when they're still growing up and they're still trying to learn about life. However, when you're Mike Hill's age and cheating comes into the topic, I don't know if at his age, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, oh, people cheated, it's, you learn something. At that point, because Cynthia's 50, at that point, I'm be thinking to myself, if you haven't figured it out by now, I don't think you're going to figure it out ever. But that's just me. Then we go, Cynthia and Nene meet up for a drink because now Nene has invited her, or has accepted her invitation. And of course, Cynthia tries to, handle the situation as mature as possible. She says, I felt like we need to have this conversation because all of our years of friendship deserves at least a conversation. And she's right. But while she's breaking it down, all Nene could hold on to is the fact that Cynthia called her a toxic friend. This friendship is toxic, and you are a toxic friend. Because when you didn't like what I said about you, you didn't already, before this even happened, y'all need to remember that Nene told her she was a bad mom. I think when she was years ago, in the seasons ago, when she decided to let Noel date, or she thought that Noel was dating, and Noel maybe like 12 or 13 years old. I don't know how Nene wanted to convey to her that she didn't agree with her decision as a parent. I'm not sure if that's exactly the storyline. However, I know that she didn't agree with what Cynthia was doing with Noel as a parent. And she stood in front of a freaking dinner meeting in front of everybody and called her a bad mom, to where Cynthia was in the corner bawling her eyes out, feeling crappy. Like, my best friend just called me a bad mom? And that wasn't enough. When Cynthia was married to Peter, she called Peter a bitch. And that's her husband. Ain't nobody calling my husband that. We're going to have a problem. And not for my friend. We'll definitely have a problem. Then when this situation happened with Kenya and they were at the reunion, they showed up some Instagram or some Twitter feed messages that she posted. She calls Cynthia weak. She says Cynthia was insecure. She says Cynthia was desperate. And she says she's not that pretty. Jealous. Then she said all these things during the reunion, by the way. After the reunion, we had all these interviews with Cynthia talking because now she didn't heard everything and now she's hurt and she's pissed. So she's basically going off and saying, this girl's a toxic friend. Then Nene retaliates with her interview and says some crazy ass stuff to add to it. Now they're having a conversation, and y'all know Marlo already told her to take responsibility for some of the stuff that she did because Marlo also witnessed it. Nene does not want to take zero response. She doesn't want to take any responsibility for anything. In her mind, she was a great friend. Matter of fact, she was the perfect friend. She needed a trophy. And for that, she does not need to accept responsibility for the fact that she said some stuff, because she didn't say it until Cynthia went and said some stuff that she was just responding because she said some stuff. Am I supposed to sit there and take it? Girl, you are not a victim. And because she didn't want Cynthia, since Cynthia wasn't backing down, and Cynthia is finally showing her, I'm not weak, even for you. I'm not going to kiss your behind. I'm not doing none of that. And she decides to get up at the table and walk outside. So, of course, Cynthia caves in, does what she always does. Basically enables Nene's childish behavior because she chases her outside and they're not even together. And she's touching her shoulder and you got Nene. I'm just so hurt that. We can't see a tear, by the way. There's no tear. It's like dry tears. Oh, I'm just so hurt that. I just can't believe that you would call me. Just, I just don't know why you would call me toxic, and I don't think that anything I've ever done is as bad as you calling me toxic, because I feel like you want everybody to think I'm just so bad and horrible and I'm not that. Girl, we're watching TV. We're watching you on national television. We're deciding for ourselves whether you were a toxic friend or not. And what we see as it pertains to how you treated Cynthia in the past, you were a toxic friend. I can't say the same for Marlo because y'all have a different relationship. I can't say the same for Greg because that's your husband and he's chose to be with you for as long as he did, so you got to be doing something right. I can't say that for a lot of the other situations I've seen you in, but when it comes to you and Cynthia and how you have treated her, because we thought she was quiet and complacent. You thought that girl didn't have a backbone. So you thought that you could do all these things this whole time, and now that she didn't had enough, she's now lashing out. And it's not just because of this incident. She's lashing out from personalities that she's seen you do for years, because she told you that whenever somebody does something to you, you throw them away. You done throw Cynthia away several times and you're mad at her and acted like she's not somebody that's important in your life. You did not answer the door when Marlo came to check on you because they didn't matter in your life. All these people are going out of their way to be there for you, and you're acting like they're exposed, they're exposable. When you don't need them, you can throw them away. And now they're lashing out and saying, you know what, if you're going to treat me like I don't matter, I don't mean nothing to you after years of us having friendships, why should I give a damn about your feelings? You are toxic. But now somebody's holding you accountable. You can't even take responsibility for nothing. You had this girl out here. Cynthia's like, I had to take the high road and apologize. I wouldn't have apologized for nothing. You know what I would have done? If we had a conversation and you decided to get up and walk away, I would have got up, I would have walked right past you, and you could stay there and cry, because Nene knew what she was doing. If she really wanted to leave, she could have gotten her car and she could have left. Instead, she stood outside bawling, fake bawling, because she knew at some point Cynthia's gonna come outside, and she wanted Cynthia to feel bad, because she feels like the whole deflection situation, because I have people in my life that when they feel like they're gonna get in trouble, they want to start crying because they want you to feel sorry for them. And usually when it happens, I roll my eyes and I keep on going. I'm not gonna sit here and watch this BS. I know you're faking because you want me to feel bad. It's almost like reverse psychology. Cynthia's not dumb. In her confessional, she did say that she just wanted to take the high road. But girl, don't satisfy this BS. She's a grown woman. She can take it when you tell her the truth. If she don't want to take it, then leave it alone. Then they hug it out. They leave. Mess. The next thing we got Nene's jungle brunch. She told everybody to come there dressed in some leopard or whatever garb, jungle type cap outfit, right? Candy shows up in her outfit. You got Cynthia showing up in her outfit. Eva is on the way. Eva asked her how the conversation went with Nene. Cynthia's not trying to go into it. She just said we ended on a cordial note. Eva's having contractions, about to have this baby at a dang restaurant. And they called Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie's like, well, let me walk y'all into having this baby. And I said, we don't know nothing about birthing no babies. This girl needs to go straight to the hospital. They got her together. Cynthia decided to take her. Candy stayed behind. While Candy was waiting, Kenya comes walking in with a regular outfit and a purse that's supposed to be jungle related. Don't get it. But she comes in. She waits all of 10 minutes. Tanya's sitting right there at the table across with her outfit. It's awkward. They're not talking to each other. Tanya is paying Kenya complete dust because Kenya was foul the way that she treated her and talked to her in retaliation, calling her the C word, and everything was a hot mess. They're not even engaging each other. Kenya realizes how uncomfortable it is. She goes, well, I waited 10 minutes. I'm not waiting for her. Now, it is wrong for Nene to invite these girls to something. After last season, she didn't yell that Portia said Portia was 30 minutes late or however minutes late. But she is always late herself. And these people are waiting for her to a brunch that she invited them, and we're waiting for your behind. What sense does that make? This is not a red carpet. You don't need to make an entrance. You need to be here waiting for us to come with our food and drinks ready. But Candy and Tanya decided to stay. Bless their heart, because I would not have stayed. And then here comes Nene walking in with a barrage of people that she paid to come to the brunch, because I didn't recognize a single one of them. I've never seen them around her in all 12 seasons that she's been on this show. I didn't recognize a single person that she claimed that she hangs out with, so she has this brunch with. I feel like Nene felt like she fell out with the sisterhood that she thought she was the queen of. And when she realized that they were not going to deal with her, they had enough of her, she manufactured to set a whole new group to kiss her ass. Because here they are, eating free food, having this conversation. She shows up. Candy tells her that Kenya came, left after 10 minutes. Cynthia went to take Eva to her, she's having a baby. And Portia apparently wasn't going to come by Marlo, so she wasn't going to show up. And here's Nene dogging Portia out, making it seem like Portia is the one that's at fault. As usual, taking zero responsibility for anything. But while they're running their mouth and talking crap on Portia, here comes Portia walking in with Shamia, looking beautiful as hell. Now I'm about to sit down, and Nene does what she always does. Finds a way to throw shade in a conversation while making herself look like she's a martyr. Well, I didn't want you to show up to something that was going to be toxic, something that was going to be, bad for you, bad energy. I didn't want you to feel that way. This is something that I do however often she does it, and I just da-da-da-da-da. While she was doing it, I just was just playing violin in my head. Girl, we don't care. We do not care. When it comes to you and Portia, you have yet to make amends for how you treated her, and you did treat her horribly. Facts. So when you're sitting here playing this thing, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. But Portia sits down, and while Nene's talking, Candy decides to answer a call with Cynthia, and it was funny because Candy put that on speaker because she knows she don't want to hear Nene's crap because Nene's full of it. And then Candy said what I was thinking. I don't know what sisterhood she's thinking about, but it ain't it. I don't know who these people are. Portia comes in, walks in, sees them, and she's like, girl, bye. We know you're faking. I don't know who these people are that you paid to come here and eat with you, but you can give them their money back. They can go back and we can deal with this for real because this is a mess. You didn't tell us you were going to have these people. Then Candy goes, I remember Candy telling her that she didn't invite her to any of this, even though she says she has it all the time. Nene goes, I did extend an invitation to you. I did. But then in her confessional, she said, wasn't sure whether I should invite the ladies, but she didn't invite them. Like all this fake stuff that she does, I can't deal with it. I used to love Nene I used to think she was one of my favorite characters here on Real Housewives. But lately, I don't know if the fame got to her head because she thinks she's that rich of a bitch and she could be a bitch to people. I don't know. But whatever got to her head is gotten to the point where she's almost annoying. She's the point to where she's annoying. I can't even give her credit because I'm starting not to like her character. Not as bad as Kenya yet. Ain't nobody beat Kenya just yet, but she's getting up there. Anyway, please like, subscribe, and the notification bell. And go ahead and take a look at a few of the videos I posted recently. Let me know what you think. I'm not intending on hurting nobody's feelings. When I do my videos, I do make sure I speak based on my experience and what I've observed. Please do not put any words in my mouth and assume anything. What I say is what I mean, and what I mean is what I say. If I wanted to throw jabs or throw some I wouldn't do that. Look at all the videos I posted. It's been the same way throughout. So please don't put words in my mouth. No, don't come at me with whatever it is that you're thinking about that's bothering you. If you want to discuss it and ask my opinion on what I think, I'll give it to you. But don't put it off on me as if I'm the one that has the issue. I don't really care either way. I'm just telling you how I feel. We can discuss it or we cannot. You can agree, you can disagree. It's up to you. Just don't make assumptions and say I'm the one that, told you that. I didn't do that. Anyway, like, subscribe, and notification bell, and I'm going to post Love and Hip Hop. Hopefully it's good tonight because I want to talk about it. You guys have a good evening. Bye.